Hello there, my name is the Dr. 011 and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Obi Wan Kenobi, the limited series that has just finished on Disney+. This is my first video in a while, so welcome back everybody. And without any further ado, let's get into what I think about Obi Wan Kenobi. So guys, before we get going, I think it's important that I issue a spoiler warning, because I'm definitely going to be diving into some of those spoilers as part of this TV show, which I have really enjoyed. I think as a general overview before we get going into what I thought about characters and episodes, etc. I enjoyed it as a whole. I think it's rounded off really well, especially by the last two episodes. I'll get into more detail later on, but I think episodes 1, 2, 3 and 4 were really enjoyable. I really enjoyed them. Thought, oh, this is good. Episode 5 and 6 were on another level. They were absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's kind of the general overview. There's some really awesome character moments in there and all that fun stuff. But yes, let's just get on with. So I think I cut myself off there, but basically I'm just going to go through the show. I'm going to try and stick to like episode to episode, but I might veer off course. I'm not really doing it scripted, so we're just going to talk what we can. I've got a few pointers, so hopefully get through everything. But yes, make sure to tell me what you thought of Kenobi in the comments, and we can have a lovely chat about that when this video is out. But yes, so episode 1 kicked things off nicely. Got to see Obi-Wan's repetitive life and how boring it must have been for the last 10 years. We get to see all that, him looking over Luke and like, you know, all that fun stuff. We got to see Uncle Owen, and we got the Inquisitors hunting this other Jedi on Tatooine. It was really cool. Seeing the Grand Inquisitor. Kind of thought from the trailers, oh, I don't know if he looks too good, but I've actually really loved the Grand Inquisitor in this show. He's been really good, and they did update his look from the trailers a little bit. It really made me happy, so that was good. So I didn't mind as much as many people, but it was, you know, I liked what they did to him. So then we got the bit with Princess Leia, which was really cool. The casting for that was perfect. You know, all that, and then the storyline of her being kidnapped because Reva, who is obviously another new character, the third sister, wants to get Kenobi. We find out later on why she's so obsessed with Kenobi and Vader for that matter. But yes, so Princess Leia was brilliant. We got all into the. There's a couple of goofy. There is a goofy chase scene in the first episode where like 10-year-old Leia is out running some skilled bounty hunters by tripping over logs and stuff. But you know, other than that, it was pretty good. And then basically we then got episode 2, which is true. 2 comes after 1. I didn't just lose my train of thought there. But yes, episode 2 we've then followed Leia. Kenobi's gone to help. We've got to see Bail Organa, of course, who's then asked Obi-Wan Kenobi to help save Leia. And I think that's the best reason for Obi-Wan to leave Tatooine, because in canon the whole point was he never left Tatooine. But if his mission was to protect Luke Skywalker, why can't it be to protect the Skywalker children? I think that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. That makes the most sense. Okay, so we get to Leia, and then we find Leia, and they save Leia, but it's kind of a trap because Reva's trying to find Kenobi, the bounty stuff, and then they find this fake Jedi, Raja, trying to scam people for money basically. But then he ends up helping in the end. And then basically the big part of this episode is right at the end. You've got Reva revealing to Obi-Wan that Anakin is alive. Vader is alive. Which at first I was like, why does she know this? If anyone knows that Vader is Anakin, he would kill them straight away, but it makes more sense later on. And then she kills the Grand Inquisitor, stabs him, but we all know stab wounds mean nothing in Star Wars anymore. Poor Qui-Gon. But yeah, so that's how that episode ended. Episode 3, we then had Leia and Obi-Wan, that's right, yeah. Coming onto this kind of another desert planet. There was also a fantastic scene of Vader getting suited up, which was awesome. We got to see a lot of Vader in this episode, which was awesome. Episode 3. So yeah, they're kind of go on this Imperial transport, think Kenobi's here, and then basically they find out Kenobi's here because the probe droid scans him, and then Vader comes into town. They're kind of hiding with this new person, Tala, who's been helping Jedi. And yeah, Vader kind of walks through the town, just absolutely menacing, snaps somebody's neck, as you do. Darth Vader, I can't really say what a legend for snapping people's necks, that's obviously bad, don't do that people. But very Darth Vader, really awesome, really menacing. And then they have a fight with Obi-Wan, and I reckon Vader's quite disappointed, because Obi-Wan hasn't used the Force in, obviously he used the Force to pick up Leia in episode 2, which was so much effort, and his lightsaber combat was obviously terrible. Vader was toying with him. Kenobi was trying his best, but failing. Very weak. And then Vader was like, "You shall suffer," pretty much. So he burns him alive, like happened to him. Obviously, not too bad, and it's sorted by one bath in the Bacta tank. So Bacta's a wonderful thing in the world of Star Wars, apparently. At the end of the episode, he probably gets away too easily. Vader could have just like force lifted him over the fire or put the fire out again. But I let it slide because I mean that was so cool. Him wanting Obi-Wan to burn like he did. That was brutal, but awesome and kind of what Vader probably would have wanted. And then episode 4, that was Jedi Fallen Order. Which, I mean, brilliant game, and I really enjoyed the episode, but, you know, there was some really cool moments with his lightsaber, getting Obi-Wan back into the swing of things, that lightsaber off, darkness, kills Stormtrooper, beyond, that was really cool. There was lots of cool stuff, you know, snuck in the same way as Cal Kestis, which was about 5 years earlier, so the Empire haven't learned. But, you know, it was cool. We kind of got saved Leia, which was cool. Leia was really cool in the interrogation with Reva. Very Princess Leia, even at 10 years old, she's a born leader. But that was really cool. They saved Leia. A bit goofy how they walk out with Leia hidden under his big, massive coat. But they escape, and Wade dies. Not Wade. So it's like, no, Wade! We've never met this guy. I don't actually care. I'm sorry. But yes, and then at the end of that episode, we got Vader being really angry that Reva let Kenobi slip through her fingers. That was awesome, like mad Vader, brilliant. And then kind of thought he's gone a bit easy on her. Makes sense in the next episode. Episode 5 starts with a phenomenal flashback of Anakin against Obi-Wan training before Attack of the Clones. It was gorgeous. I mean, it's one of those things that it was beautifully written. So the narrative of the fight kind of went through the whole episode, and like Anakin's aggression and that he's always had it gives more depth to Anakin's character as well, which was fabulous, and just loved it. I mean, you can have a go at the de-aging, maybe that Hayden Christensen looked way too old, but no, I loved it. It was a beautiful narrative that went through the whole episode, which was really cool. So yes, the tracker worked. The Empire were above Jabim, where they'd hidden. So they realise that they've got to get out. But the door doesn't open because Lola, Leia's droid, which was the tracker, had like broken some wires or something. So Leia went in, popped in the vents and started doing some electricals, what an absolute legend. And then the Empire launched a ground assault with Reva, the new Grand Inquisitor. And basically Obi Wan Kenobi goes and has a chat with Reva, and it makes a lot more sense now because Reva was a youngling at the Jedi Temple. We kind of theorised that beforehand, but they really fleshed it out. It was really nice. So Reva saw Anakin murdering her friends, effectively, and friends she ever knew. And the reason she hates Kenobi so much is because Kenobi failed Anakin, and she hates both of them. And the whole point of being an Inquisitor and becoming the Grand Inquisitor, what she wanted, was to be closer to Vader so she could eventually kill him. So yes, Obi-Wan kind of gives himself up, but then escapes anyway. And then Vader comes in. And as the ship's about to go, he grabs the ship in mid-air, which was so cool. Kind of like, I haven't played The Force Unleashed, but like when Starkiller held the Star Destroyer, really cool, rips the ship apart, and then another one that we couldn't see before, in shot, zips up and the ship escapes. Which, you know, maybe a bit cheap, but that was such a cool scene. And then Vader gets attacked by Reva, but he senses it, turns around, doesn't even have the common decency to ignite his lightsaber. Reva is trying her hardest to try and kill him, and he's just using the Force to say, nope, 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 nope. The most Vader thing ever. Absolutely loved it. And then once she's defeated and Vader's nicked her lightsaber and stabbed her with it, obviously stab wounds mean nothing, she's back in the next episode. But then the Grand Inquisitor walks in and gives us one of my favourite new lines of the memes from the show. Hello. Don't know why the word hello is so exciting and funny, but then the Grand Inquisitor comes back, and then the episode basically ends. And then cut to episode 6, where the hyperdrive on the ship they escaped in isn't working, so the Empire catch up to them quickly. The Empire are attacking them, and Kenobi knows that he can save everyone else by going off in like another little ship from the main one they were in, and luring Vader away from the other rebels, which is what he did. So the Grand Inquisitor's like, no, we need to try and stop this rebellion at its source as they're escaping. And Vader's like, no, Kenobi is all that matters. So he went to go fight Kenobi. The fight scene was incredible. One of my favourite fight scenes since that amazing Anakin vs Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. That was, you know, brilliant. and it kind of started mimicking that with I will do what I must, and then rather than you will try, you will die, Obi-Wan. And that was really awesome, and they started fighting, it was incredible. And then, obviously, Obi-Wan is back. I mean, he was awesome. It was awesome to see. But Vader's kind of got the upper hand, and then he pushes him in a hole. Has a lovely shot where Vader has the high ground. Yes! So then he covers him in rocks, walks away. Obi-Wan's still alive because he's using the Force to keep it up. What have I written about this? Yes, high ground, epic fight. Of course, it very was epic. Vader in this whole scene is kind of blinded by hatred. You can kind of see, especially when Obi-Wan comes back out of under the ground and start fighting again. His anger and need to kill Obi-Wan overshadowing the fact that he's probably way more powerful than Obi-Wan at this point. So he's blinded by that. I think it works perfectly. And then Obi-Wan chucks loads of rocks at him. He gets really mad. And then Obi-Wan kind of breaks the breathing apparatus. You get the kind of distressed breathing from Vader. And then his mask gets sliced off. You see Hayden Christensen's face, and we get that lovely, brilliant, distorted voice sort of mixed between James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen delivering the lines. And genuinely, at this point when they're talking, and then Obi-Wan's like, "I'm sorry," Obi-Wan is tearing up because Anakin is gone. It made me cry. That doesn't normally happen. What the heck? But no, honestly, it was beautiful. I mean, Kenobi, just seeing Kenobi so sad about the fact that Anakin is really dead, Anakin is gone, it was heartbreaking and beautiful. But Obi-Wan did beat Vader because his breathing apparatus is gone, he can't breathe, so he needs to get back to tank as soon as possible. So Obi-Wan wins, which then works for the line in A New Hope. When I left you, I was but the learner, now I am the master. Which all works now, which is good. And then they've really tied up loose ends, so when Leia was like, in A New Hope, my father fought with you in the Clone Wars, rather than saying we did some missions together, he goes like, keep it on a low down, don't talk about it, and if you ever need me, let me know. A New Hope, brilliant. So Leia's tied up, and that's brilliant, we get to see that. And then Luke Skywalker, obviously we get to see Luke and Owen, and Ben says, right, I won't look after, I won't look over him so closely anymore, that's up to you to raise him, and I'll be here if you need me. And then Owen asks if Obi-Wan wants to meet Luke Skywalker, walks over, hello there. Brilliant. The cheers from me were probably too much for the two words hello and there, but no, brilliant. And then cuts, probably to Obi Wan Kenobi. I can't remember what it cut to. But Obi Wan Kenobi leaving through the desert on his EOP, and then what do we see? Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force ghost. Wow, it was awesome to see. I think the show was tied up so beautifully by this last episode. I don't know if I mentioned, but episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 really good. Enjoyed them. 5 and 6 were on another level. I loved them. Beautiful. Like there were some amazing moments in them. Episode 6, perfect finale, the perfect way to end this show. And overall, I just loved Obi Wan Kenobi. So, like I said, I might have missed a point here or there, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show as much as I did, because honestly, it was so good. The last 2 episodes especially, there were so many moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Darth Vader's character was incredible. Obi-Wan, getting to see him after 10 years was amazing, and we get to kind of see where he ties into and how he becomes this hopeful older character in A New Hope. It all ties together perfectly. So yes, Obi Wan Kenobi has been so good. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. May the Force be with you, everyone. Goodbye. I was just resting when my Imperial spies told me that the Dr. 011 forgot about my cameo in Obi Wan Kenobi. Here it is. This cameo was fantastic, and I hope you all enjoyed Kenobi as much as I did. Anyway, goodbye everyone.
We were honored that you could join us.